Dreamed of rain and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of summer and the winds changed, and the green was easy, the rivers ran clear. I dreamed of summer and the winds changed, and peace spread over the land. And the flowers bloom in the desert, and the air is fresh and clear. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of freedom and the moon rose, and the way was easy, the path was clear. I dreamed of freedom and the moon rose, and peace spread over the land. And the guardian stars are shining, and the night is bright and clear. I dreamed of freedom and the moon rose, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and the sound was easy, the song was clear. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land. And the ancient pain is forgotten, and the Father's debts are clear. Dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of rain and the rains came.
I'm not sure I can talk now. My heart is so full. That was such a beautiful performance. Thank you so much, Luke. Luke Johnson, everybody. Just so glad that you and Jen are here today providing music and inspiration. So welcome to Unity. Hang on. Welcome to Unity, everybody. It's so wonderful to have you here with us today. I do have a quote here from Mirabai Starr. Be a mystical troublemaker. I dare you. I kind of like that. So let's begin with an opening prayer, shall we? As we center ourselves, let go of anything that's keeping us from being present here and now. Tuning into our heart space. Tuning into that peace that is all over the land. Tuning into our creative ability as well, our thoughts, our beliefs, our creating our life's experience. So we just say thank you. Thank you, God, for this gathering. Thank you, God, for this beautiful day, this precious moment. Amen. And if you'll join me in our vision statement together, Unity of Hagerstown exists to inspire awakening to the divine within and honor the sacred in all. And now we'll have the reading of the Daily Word with Jay Vanette.
Good morning. The phrase today is inner peace. I find comfort in knowing I am never alone because God is always with me and within me. Whatever I am called to face, I have inner resources to handle it peacefully. Peace dwells in the silence of my soul. When I feel troubled, I turn within. I breathe deeply and picture a peaceful setting. A trickling stream, the wind gently rustling the leaves, or the soft flicker of candlelight. I let tranquility sink deep into my heart. As I leave the quietness of prayer, I take peace with me. I am ready to face the day. As a peaceful person, I know that peace is my very nature. Harmony is my purpose and my goal. I seek serene people, places, and experiences. My soul feels at home everywhere as the peace of my heart flows outward to bless everyone it touches. And the reading today is from 2 Peter. May grace and peace be yours in abundance in the knowledge of God and of Jesus our Lord. And if we can say the phrase together there, secure in the presence of God, I am peaceful and strong. Let that settle down into your heart space for a moment. And again, secure in the presence of God, I am peaceful and strong.
Thank you, Jay. Now we have an opportunity to greet one another. This is such a great time of the service, but I invite you to honor the way one wants to be greeted, whether it's a handshake, put your hand up, a hug, just open up your arms, or a namaste. We will honor it. But I think looking around, it looks like all huggers here, so let's go to it. And also come over here and say hello to our people live streaming this service. Thank you for being here, so appreciative of your support and your presence. And I apologize because last week we got interrupted, the live stream got interrupted a couple of times, but if that happens again today, just get out of the Facebook and come back on and we'll have it rolling again, I hope. Okay, bye.
Good morning. Sun, fire warming my skin. Take me back to the source again. Sun, fire warming my skin. take me back to the source again. Sun, fire, warming my skin, will take me back to the source again. Soft Mother Earth, holding me in love, as below, so above. Soft Mother Earth, holding me in love, as below, so above. Soft Mother Earth, holding me in love, as below, so above. A gentle wind caressing my cheek, whispering all the answers I seek. Gentle wind caressing my cheek, whispering all the answers I seek. Gentle wind caressing my cheek, whispering all the answers I seek. Sweet water flowing, singing its song. Gentle yielding makes us strong. Sweet water flowing, singing its song. Well, gentle yielding makes us strong. Sweet water flowing, singing its song. Gentle yielding makes us strong. Oh, fire, my passion, earth, my body, oh, air, my breath, water, my blood, oh, fire, my passion, earth, my body, oh, air, my breath, water, my blood, oh, fire, my passion, earth, my body, air, my breath, water, my blood. Oh, hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. New Ivra dancing deep in my soul. Perfect alchemy reminding me I'm whole. New Ivra dancing deep in my soul. Perfect alchemy reminding me I'm whole. New Ivra dancing deep in my soul. Perfect alchemy reminding me I'm whole.
Oh, thank you, Jennifer, so very much. So I wanted to just let you know, and also I wanted to be framed by the flowers. But just truth be known here. I wanted to let you know we're starting a new series today on ordinary mysticism based on the book by Mirabai Starr, Living Life as Sacred Ground. Now, to begin, I want us to think of what a mystic is. Now, some people may have a picture, an image in their head of some guy with a long beard living in a cave on top of a mountain, you know. But Evelyn Underhill, who is considered an authority on mysticism, states that a mystic is someone who has an experience of God. So I'm thinking that most people here, I'm pretty sure that most people here have had such an experience. And in ancient Greece time, let me start over. In ancient Greece, in the initiates for the mystery school were called mystes, and that came from the same root as our word mysticism comes from, and it means to close eyes, to close mouth. So we close eyes because it's an inner journey, right? We close our mouth so we're ready to listen. It's an inner journey that we're going on today. So for the next few weeks, we'll be looking at what it is to be a mystic in today's time. According to Ken Wilber, who you may know Ken Wilber as the Buddhist teacher, also philosopher, he focuses on integral consciousness, which combines mysticism and science, basically. He tells us the essence of mysticism is that in the deepest part of your true being, in the very center of your own pure awareness, you are fundamentally one with Spirit, one with Godhead, one with the all, in a timeless, eternal, and unchanging fashion. Does that sound familiar to anybody? I mean, this is what unity teaches. God present everywhere, present right where we are, too. So, most of us have had, as I said, a mystical experience at some point. But just to kind of think back, I believe being in love is a mystical experience. I also believe that when we're infants, we're mystics because there's no separation. Infants don't recognize boundaries at all. I mean, they think that they're part of everything. They come into the world knowing this. But there are also some kind of indicators of mystical experiences as well. And one might be that aha moment, that insight that we can get at times. Another is when we have a very strong intuitive feeling. Intuition is of the heart. Insight might be more of the head. Another is deja vu, because it's a timelessness about it, a timeless experience. And then what A Course in Miracles tells us is a holy instant, which is a moment outside of time in which we choose love. So these are not steps, but kind of indicators of some experiences we could have as a mystic. So what if we decide to deliberately, to intentionally live our lives as sacred ground, walking on holy ground wherever we go, seeing the divine within each person that we meet? So let's think back on our life now, just in the cycles of life that we may have gone through. Sometimes we may have had the same experience over and over again, whether it's a relationship that moves into the next relationship and they always kind of end up the same, or whether it's the same kind of boss no matter which job you go to, or maybe it's a feeling or of not being good enough, of insecurity that was picked up somewhere along in our childhood that comes up every now and then. These are things that are there for us to learn from and to heal as well. What keeps presenting itself in your life? We probably are very familiar with what does. So we know that we can't fix a problem on the level of the problem. We will always get the same thing if we try to do that. We have to, in order to change the problem, we have to rise above in consciousness. And that leads me to the next point. Life is consciousness. Jim Rosemurky tells us, this is the cornerstone of the mystical life. Simply stated, it means that our understanding of life is the result of our conscious or unconscious beliefs. So our understanding of life, our beliefs of life, determines how we live and how we experience life. When we understand that the presence of the divine is dancing through all creation, we tune into it. Kind of like when I was pregnant, I saw pregnant women everywhere. I was tuned into it. When I had a VW Beetle, that's all I saw on the road, VW Beetles. That's kind of dating me a little bit anyway. So Rosemary goes on to tell us, attitudes and beliefs are not separate from life. They are the windows through which life is viewed, as well as the mother of the adventure called living. This realization is a prerequisite for the mystical life, for it begins with responsibility. Before we understand that we are responsible for how we are experiencing life, we may feel kind of as a victim or helpless with the winds of life blowing around us. But once we understand we're in the driver's seat, in the attitudes we choose and how we respond, we can approach life differently. And this is another Unity's teaching, that our thoughts are creating our life's experience. In fact, we have kind of a responsibility to take charge of our lives. When we understand that life is consciousness, then that door to the mystical life opens for us. When we understand that God is present everywhere, we begin tuning into it. When we set the intention to live a mystical life, to be open to that sacred dancing throughout all, as all, then we're living it. We begin living it. This time of year with bluebells, cherry blossoms, I feel like it's really easy to tune in to the presence of God, with all the beauty around. John O'Donohue states that God is beauty. Beauty comes from the root word calling. Beauty invites us in. It calls to us to open our eyes, to open our hearts. We set the intention to listen to that invitation of spirit, that invitation of beauty, and follow those gentle nudges of our hearts to be present in that moment. And we can intentionally set the stage of our life to not only be open to that invitation of spirit, but to invite the invitation of spirit, lighting a candle, going for a walk, looking for bluebells. Stop listening to a bird song. Stop and listen to a bird song. Spend time in meditation. Mirabai Starr tells us, believe in your ability to see behind the veil of convention to the luminous center of spirit. I believe in you. I believe in the mystic you are and have always been and ever shall be. We were born mystics, my friends. So we learn to look for beauty, for meaning, for wholeness, wherever we are. Having set that intention to live a life of meaning, of mysticism, we practice paying attention, becoming more aware. John Mundy, mysticism is both an experience and an ongoing developing awareness. Now, remember the story in the Old Testament of Moses leading the people out of Egypt, and the Egyptian army was chasing them down, and they find themselves at the Red Sea, and here they're told to stand still, do nothing. I'm pretty sure many were looking behind them. It's like, do nothing? Wait, there's something come behind us. We're programmed to always want to do something. It's part of how we distract ourselves. Don't just stand there, do something. But we are, remember, human beings, not human doings. Part of the plan to live life as sacred ground is to trust that our hearts will open, that the path will come, our minds will expand, the sea will divide, to become still, to become aware of that inner and outer environment. In the allegory of Adam and Eve, Adam names everything, the need to label everything instead of just accepting it. How have we labeled what is presenting in our lives now? Do we label it good or bad? If we've labeled it as bad, then the next thing we want to do is try to fix it somehow. But that's really trying to fix something on the level of the problem. Everything has a spiritual solution. When we try to change it, when we try to resist it even, it sticks around. So along our mystical journey, we take time to stand still, to pay attention, to not label what is presenting in our lives. Our goal is to rise above the level of the problem, to live intentionally, to pay attention to what goes on around us and within us. Gangaji, who is a present-day spiritual teacher, tells us, stop all you're doing. Stop all your beliefs, all your searching, all your excuses, and see for yourself what already is always here. Don't move. Be still. Just as a wildlife photographer has to patiently wait for that perfect shot, viewing through his lens, waiting, we can be patient with ourselves as well as we learn to view the world through our lens of love. It's a practice, my friends, and to view that world through God goggles, if you will, seeing God, seeing Spirit, ever present. So paying attention. When we pay attention to our bodies, to our breath, or to our feelings, that's self-awareness. When we pay attention to the outer, that is awareness of our surroundings. Both of these are important in emotional intelligence. Both of these have a part in spiritual intelligence as well. So I invite you to play with this some. Pay attention to what you're feeling, what your body is telling you as well, and pay attention to what's going on around you. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of the Unity Movement, was often called a modern-day mystic. He began his mystical journey by meditating every day at the same time, same place. He writes, by quieting the mental, by passing through the discipline of intellectual silence, we arrive at the very threshold of God's workshop, the threshold of being. Passing through the mental, by quieting the mental, passing through the discipline of intellectual silence, calming our thoughts, arriving at that threshold. We were born to be mystics. We are an expression of Spirit, so of course we're going to have an experience of Spirit. We're all capable of experiencing a higher level consciousness, the Christ consciousness, we call it sometimes here at Unity, or our true self, our higher self, because that is who we are. Mirabai Starr tells us, to live as an ordinary mystic means embracing all arenas of life as doorways to the sacred. All arenas, business, politics, science, relationships. God is present in all of that. Pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on within, without. It is the expression of Spirit. David Alt is a wonderful speaker, wonderful musician. He wrote an article in Science of Mind magazine recently that I read, and he begins to say how we go on repeat every once in a while throughout our days. Maybe it's our commute to work. We get in the car, we drive to work, but we arrive somehow not really remembering our drive, right? We go on automatic pilot. He tells us life can be like that, a long drive you take but never fully participate in. And every once in a while you get a flash, an aha moment that feels like the first conscious breath you've taken all day. But I've come to see that an aha moment is not a new moment. It's not life suddenly deciding to teach you something that it has withheld. It's simply living in the second when you stop resisting long enough to notice what has been whispering to you the entire time. He continues and tells us that forgetting, that drifting, is what makes the attentive journey so crucial and so beautiful. Because attentive living isn't about becoming hyper-spiritual or achieving perfect meditation or turning your life into some monastic retreat. And it is far more ordinary and available than that. It's about learning how to be present for the simple, everyday moments that make up a life. It's about learning how to return to yourself again and again. We return to our true self, that expression of spirit that we are. That is a mystical experience. Gregory Boyle is one of my favorite authors and teachers. If you're not familiar with him, I invite you to check him out. He's pretty terrific. And he tells us the beloved is found everywhere and anywhere. The beloved in whom we live and move and have our being dwells in all that gets thrown at us every day. Everything is fertile enough to produce joy. You know, I live close to Interstate 70, and I was told by a friend of mine that I would get used to the traffic noise when I moved there. Well, it's been 8 years. And so I decided that I'm not getting used to it, so I need to see this in a different way. And so I thought, maybe I can pretend like this is white noise that I can move into quieting my thoughts with. And that does work. And then I remembered this teaching of seeing God in everything, in the cars, the trucks that are going by, all the drivers, the passengers, and that practice is much more helpful to me. Now when I hear the traffic, I may grumble. Okay, it's a practice, not perfection. I may grumble, but I can also get myself back to remembering, oh, yes, God is present here. God is present here. Thomas Aquinas lived in the mid-1200s, and he's still kind of known for being one of the great Catholic theologians. At an early age, he developed a love for the scriptures as well as for meditation, and he later described a life of contemplation as one of the great opportunities that humanity has to be aware of the wonders of creation, be aware of God. Now, I'm not advocating life as a monk unless you're called for that, but I believe that we can intentionally live life in such a way that we become more and more aware of the beauty and the movement of spirit around and in and through all creation. But I want to close with a poem by Aquinas. All are having a relationship with God. A pear taken from a limb and set in a bowl, surely it is talking to its Lord, so happy that it is being honored for its life, and somehow knowing that soon it will be returning to him. We use words like returning. Think about that. Inherent in the word is separation, and separation from God is never really possible. What can you be that he is not? You cannot be what I am not, my Lord once said to me. So I invite you to affirm with me. Together, I look at my world with new eyes and I am delighted. We're going to move into a time of meditation. So go ahead and adjust your position if necessary, finding some nice comfortable spot with the chair supporting you. I invite you to close your eyes or gaze softly onto the ground in front of you. And let's begin with a body scan, beginning at the top of our head. Just imagine there's a warmth that's going through your entire body, relaxing muscles, releasing stress from your forehead, your cheeks, your jaw, the back of your head, the back of your neck, your shoulders, on down your arms. On down the front of your torso. Relaxing, releasing. On down the back of your spine. Continue down your legs, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, and feet. As we relax, we become more present. I'm going to invite you to do a meditation that we've done before, but it is very effective, I feel. With the in-breath, silently think God is. With the out-breath, I am. God is. I am. God is. I am. And in this stillness, I invite you to set the intention to live life as sacred ground. To practice that awareness of God, the presence of God, in and through and as everything. And as we close our meditation, and bring Jen forth to play another beautiful song. You can sing, or you can simply let the music wash over you.
Kie wate lenya lenya mahote. Haya no, haya no, haya no. Kie wate lenya lenya mahote. Haya no, haya no, haya no. Let me be one with the infinite Son, forever and ever and ever. Let me be one with the infinite Son, forever and ever and ever. Kie wate lenya lenya mahote. Haya no, haya no, haya no. Kie wate lenya lenya mahote. Haya no, haya no, haya no. Let me be one with the infinite Son, forever and ever and ever. Let me be one with the infinite Son, forever and ever and ever. Kie wate lenya lenya mahote. Haya no, haya no, haya no. Kie wate lenya lenya mahote. Haya no, haya no, haya no. Haya no, haya no, haya no. Forever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever.
Thank you, Jen. So I invite you to join with me in our offertory affirmation. Together, I give joyfully to my beloved community to support our mission of creating sacred space that empowers spiritual growth, that ignites compassionate action. I release any fear of not enough and have faith that God is the source of our prosperity. Amen. And during the offering, we'll have another song.
You and I, you and I, you and I were really not so different. Eye to eye, oh eye to eye, looking in your eyes, I see your heart. I see no way to tell us apart. My heart, oh my heart, my heart meets you here, eye to eye, to eye, looking in your eyes, I see the God in you. I see is the God in me. Oh, namaste, 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 my friend. Ashe, oh Ashe, Ashe, my friend, the light in me greets the light in you. I see.
Thank you, Jen. That was so beautiful. But I'm going to ask you to repeat. Let's repeat that last one. Let's look at somebody, okay? Instead of the screen. Shall we do that? And just say namaste, namaste. And then, I mean, we can just sing that to different people, my friends, okay?
I love that.
Don't be shy.
Namaste, oh namaste, namaste, my friend. Ashe, oh Ashe, Ashe, my friend, the light in me greets the light in you. I see.
Yes, thank you for going along with me on that one. Yeah. So we do have a few announcements. There are sign-up sheets that need to be passed around too, Dave, if you could make sure that happens. But these are things that you're probably familiar with, but let's move on to things that are new. So potluck after service, in case you didn't get the message by seeing the table set up, and ordinary mysticism at Lito's Pizza tonight at 6. I mean, pizza and a book discussion. Doesn't that sound wonderful? This is the book. If you don't have it yet, but you'd still like to attend, feel free to come and we'll catch you up. We're going to meet every other week for this discussion. And let's see what else. Next Sunday at 5 p.m. at Christ Reformed United Church of Christ on Franklin Street is hosting. This is an interfaith team event through HARC, and I'm very excited by this. I'm on the team. I'm the team coordinator, and this is going to be a fabulous event. It's a service, a call for our shared humanity. This is a direct response from the ICE detention center or warehouse that's being turned into one. The clergy in the area felt like they needed to take a stand for humanity. Okay. And then in May 3rd, we have a special prosperity workshop. There are flyers in the back on the table, as well as a sign-up sheet. This is a love offering. There's a suggested amount, but this is for those who would like to go over prosperity principles. If you're feeling like you're limited in any way. Prosperity is really that feeling of well-being in your life, whether it's financial or, health, it doesn't matter. All the principles work the same. And then there is a sheet for prayer partner sign-ups. We have a couple, but we probably need one more at least in order to, have partners for everybody. So if you're interested in that, it's up to you entirely whether you get with your prayer partner once a month, once a week, or once a day. It doesn't matter. You and your partner decide that. And it's another way to support each other in this community. And then the 2 sign-up sheets that are going around are on outreach events that we have for the month of May. We have 3 special events going on in May. One is May 2nd at Kelly Moore Shed, in which we'll be selling plants and cookies. So you can bake cookies and put them in bags of 6 along with the ingredients, and we can store them in the freezer. If you are splitting perennials, you can do that put it into pots, and we'll sell perennials as well as house plants as well. And yeah, the other one is for tea and bingo, I believe, and we're going to host a tea party, a tea/bingo party, and and we're looking for donations as far as bingo prizes. Should be of a monetary value of about $50, perhaps, or more. I don't want to limit you, but we don't want little things for prizes. We want a halfway decent prize, right? So if you have a service that you could give, 2 hours of weeding, I think would be a great prize. I would love that prize. A dinner for 4, I would love that prize too. So be creative, and I think everyone's got something that they can give if you think about it. So there we go. And then I want to point your attention to this special love offering here for Holly Place. You probably know that we have been supporting Holly Place primarily with food for a long time now. Also with Christmas stockings and different things we've done over the years. They are in dire straits. What I understand, 2 of the grants that they typically get were not given this year at all. So they are really looking at closing their doors. This is kind of a last call out to the community to help them in providing services for elderly who really would have no other place to go. These people would probably be on the streets. So, yes, Arnie. If you make it to Unity of Hagerstown, I can then just PayPal them today, but just make sure you mark it. Thank you, Arnie, for asking that. And at that, we're going to say goodbye to our wonderful friends who are viewing us online. We love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad that you're able to join us through this technology. But you know what? We'd be really glad if you joined us in person, too. Have a great week. Go out and be your